The other day, along with all the Collargate stuff that we've been spam posting about on this channel, other side dramas have popped up, like one involving streamers Pokimane and Lily Pichu when they announced that they would be canceling their upcoming Patreon podcast due to drama around the guest, presumably that guest being Hassan. This caused some of their fans to give them backlash, along with various people who are against Hassan to either celebrate or give criticism where they found necessary. But it all came with a twist when Pokimane announced in response to a thread going viral that actually she didn't make this post at all, and rather that a staffer went rogue and posted on their Patreon without her permission, while also refusing to upload the episode due to the drama. Some online speculated that Pokimane may be lying about this comment, but I'll show you the posts and the internet's reactions and let you be the judge. Welcome to the internet versus Pokimane's canceled podcast. It starts when Dexerto tweets out the post from the Sweet and Sour podcast with the caption, "Pokimane and Lily Pichu announced that they have canceled their scheduled podcast episode with Hassan." And attached is this screenshot that says, "Small update. Hey taste buds, this is a tough one to write, but we wanted to give you all a heads up that we're unfortunately going to be missing our first scheduled Saturday video tomorrow. We've been watching the recent drama unfold concerning our guest, and it's been getting intense. We had a serious talk as a crew, and we all agreed that it did not feel right uploading tomorrow's episode at this moment in time. Our community is our favorite thing, and the reason we do this is to create a space that is comfy as always and a true escape. We do not want to impact the cozy atmosphere we've all built together. Thanks for always supporting our vision for a fun, positive place to hang out. See you all next week, Sweet and Sour staff." And there were also some various replies to this Patreon post. I was able to get the free trial and just read these comments. I'm going to censor their names, but one commenter in reply to the Patreon post of Sweet and Sour said, "I don't want to be that guy, especially in this amazing community, but I think you're underestimating the viewer base you've built with Sweet and Sour. I understand the intent in avoiding drama and keeping the escapism of the podcast. After all, you care very much about the viewer experience of your community. That said, I think that instead of protecting the peace of your community, you're unintentionally disappointing some of your biggest fans by choosing to fall under the pressuring of an army of idiots. This community is wise. We aren't stupid. And you know that for every hater bombarding you with harassment, there will be 100 more that stand with you. But instead, you choose to fear the evil that speaks the loudest, instead of trusting your audience to have your back and stand with you. We all know that you value truth, but seeing you all cower when having to stand with a guy that has done nothing but speak it his entire life has caused me, and I assume many others, to lose a little bit of respect for you too. I understand, and I value the consideration you give that is clearly born out of the sheer care you have for this community, but still, you're letting yourself be a part of the history that allowed idiocracy to boss around any truth speaker they didn't like as you sit by and shelter. I'm not saying go all out on politics, fuck that. Just sad to see you bend to harassers for such a stupid reason too. It is heartbreaking. Trash Taste got bombarded with hate over having him over twice. They said, fuck the haters, they don't dictate us. We expected the same unyielding character from you. At least I did." And A replies, "When did Trash Taste say fuck the haters, Lamau? Sea-Dog said he wouldn't have Hassan on again." J says, "Boo, a terrible decision. If Poki and Lily are actually friends with Hassan, would they not know best how Hassan treats his dog? We wanted the episode, and having it held despite your paying community wanting to watch it is an awful decision." B says, "It sucks that psychos on the internet ruin everything, but completely understandable because the episode would have definitely been flooded with crazy comments, so thanks for protecting the community. Was looking forward to the episode. I hope we can still get it someday." Edit, "I do agree with some of the people saying it would be nice to stand with Hassan against this manufactured outrage. I still understand prioritizing protecting the community, but it just sucks that this will be seen as a win by the deranged people on the internet." But then going back over to Twitter in reply to Dexerto reposting this post, the Dark Enjoyer says, "Emphasis on at this time, which means after the drama sweeps over, they are going to post it. Come on people, it is not that hard to read." Olivia says, "He said it wasn't a shock collar. Why did she cancel it? I was looking forward to this podcast episode." And John replies, "Well, if he said it, then it must be true. And the animal abuse that we all saw happen didn't happen." Edward says, "So she was happy to have him on when he was pro-terrorism/political violence, but it drew the line at animal abuse." Over on at LeftoversH3 Live, Jamie also posts this Dexerto post with the caption, "Dextero fanning the flames by reposting Pokimane and Lily Pichu's small announcement from 2 days ago." And True Surround replies, "Lamau at this statement causing more drama than if they just uploaded the video. Why you don't cave to these losers?" And Ishak replies, "Same people who already hate Pokimane have never stopped coming for her, so she's just added fuel to the fire doing this. Allowing them any win, no matter how small, farther incentivizes them to continue harassing people. They will just double down and go even harder at people like Pokimane and Lily." And OP replies, "It's on the front page of Reddit now via LSF. 13.5k upvotes and 1,100 comments. I'm on Reddit at work says, that's fine if they skip this week's episode. I will just also skip all future episodes. And Lizzie replies, calm the fuck down. And I'm on Reddit at work says, I am calm, babes. Just disappointed in 2 creators I really liked. And Lizzie says, you don't know the situation and you're being too rash. Dino Eats Man says, please, there's no reason to hate on Lily or Poki for this decision. If they posted the episode, their team would have been bombarded with harassment and death threats. This made it to Fox News last night. It's bigger than just internet slop. Years ago, I used to work for a company who represented someone who was visibly, unapologetically queer in a conservative area. Me and my colleagues had to field all their social media DMs, and the company also got bombarded with emails. The vilest shit. People sending rape threats with their full government-named Facebook accounts. Truly damaging shit. And this was before AI took over socials, before Twitter turned, etc. It's disappointing, but it makes sense. Because I know they want to protect their team from the worst kind of internet stuff. Over on our LivestreamFail, Thrandrill also posts the community post from Lily and Poki with the caption, Pokimane and Lily Pichu canceled their scheduled podcast video featuring Hassan. And Potion Seller says, can't say I'm shocked. And Skylance replies, Kaya could never. Existential Antelope replies with this gif in the caption, when you get your dog's attention, but it always makes you want to reach for your Zens. And Rice Balls replies, look at his face, he's so mad here. So Quincy says, the episode would probably get a bunch of dislikes and negative comments, so we're going to upload it at a later date when Hassan has hopefully laundered his reputation. And I'm What's in the Red Box says, it didn't feel right equals, yo, we don't want none of this drama on us. And Big Booty Boy says, to be honest, valid. And Holy Symboli replies, who wants someone else's hate and drama following them? Hans Bloodsmith says, to be fair, how can they make a podcast in the first place? Don't they know there's literally genocide currently happening in the world? And Psychological Ad replies, you forgot about the stuff that's happening too. And Step Complete says, as someone who likes stuff and cares about stuff, it's deeply upsetting to me when people forget to mention stuff. There's stuff happening in the world, and we should all be feeling stuff about it. Stuff. Thank you for your stuff. Back over to the Dexerto post, Pokimane herself then ends up quote tweeting it and saying, the episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear it'd cause drama, and also posted this statement without my approval. Sorry guys, we'll talk about everything on this week's episode and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure. Zeddy replies, throwing your staff under the bus instead of disavowing animal abuse is definitely something I'd expect from you. And Cadenza says, congrats on getting your highest engagement. Maybe next time you can say something truthful. And Zeddy replies, forcing a dog to stay in one place for hours on end, shock collar or not, is 100% abuse. I've had many dogs in my lifetime and there is no excuse for this behavior. Wrinkleless Brain replies to Pokimane's original post by saying, staff getting fired for not supporting animal abusers. And JP replies, post a statement from your company's Twitter account without their approval and see how long you last. Not Kamsa replies to Pokimane by saying, hiatus to restructure. Bro tased his dog repeatedly, Lamau. You don't need to go on some spiritual awakening journey. Ethan Klein parody account says, have you tried using shock collars on your crew? Darling Straubby says to Pokimane, so you don't condemn how Hassan is treating his dog, just so we are clear. Wavy Websurf replies to Poki saying, staff W. Nuxtaku says, bzzzt goes Pokimane's shock collar. Over on r/Hassan Piker, Randy334 puts Pokimane's tweet, and PM Me Your Fantasies replies, Poki and Lily know Hassan and know what can happen when he is on a pod. It doesn't matter what fake scandal of the week people are coming out with, it's gonna get a draw from the haters. Canceling or delaying the episode makes it look like they believe the allegations and don't want to associate with them. Foolish of their team to just make a decision like this and put out a whole ass statement without approval from people actually hosting the pod. The only statement that should have gone out was maybe a heads up to their communities that brigaders might be coming in, and to bear with the various mod teams as they deal with it. And Sarah replies, it's absolutely insane because Lily's boyfriend just spent the week with Hassan streaming in France for that F4 race in front of 1 million people. It's not like they have ever hidden their connection to him in any way. T Alarmed says, oh wow, imagine volunteering to be fired because you don't want to moderate comments on a fucking YouTube channel. And Fuck Thee replies, for real, restructure is just another way of saying they're all about to get fired. Depressing times when staff are scared about how individuals online will react to an episode of a podcast. That's some seriously mental health problems with these dudes that obsess over Hassan and freely threaten folks around him. Edit, private DMs from these weirdos. Do not bother messaging me. I am not going to interact with you. And it's 2 DMs, one from Control Alt YOLO who says, how you support a doggy torture. And Stalin's Nipple who says, hi, do you not believe that there are women who dislike Hassan? Red, White, and Black says, lol the brain dead losers over at LSF who were celebrating this episode not airing. And Bacon Jets replies, I like to imagine they're bots because imagining that they're earnestly like that is worse. And Real Panzer Han says, the whole drama is 100% bot boosted. There's no way that shit has so much natural reach. Over on our LivestreamFail, Seek Cucumber also puts Pokimane's tweet, and White Wolf replies, ruthless business CEO Pokimane strikes again. More layoffs Calvin Zuckerberg incoming. And Swag5over says, does Pokimane shock her employees? And Holdofthp says, only her editors when their business required heart rate monitor and hand trackers show any form of suspicious movements or number spikes when editing her videos. Levermaster replies with this image in the caption, leaked thumbnail of this episode, and it's Hassan versus 20 dogs. Photograph Unable says, going on a hiatus to restructure. Oh, the lives of the morally invincible millionaires. And once more again replies, I mean, if what she's saying is true, then someone should be fired. It's crazy for someone to make a decision like this and release a statement like this without permission of the boss. Like, what the fuck is that person thinking? They've just Streisand affected this and caused a PR nightmare, whereas if they just released it normally, then I doubt anyone involved in this podcast would have gotten as PR problems. Of course, if you think Poki is lying, then that changes everything. I just lean towards believing someone on their payroll is actually dumb enough to make this decision without approval, and therefore big time deserves to be fired. Over on H3 Productions, WTF is a space also puts Pokimane's tweet with the caption, interesting development on a Sweet and Sour episode featuring Hassan, Poki and Lily's podcast. And Casey Do replies, okay, there's no way that statement went out without you knowing it. Just totally backtracking. What kind of hold does Hassan have on these people? And PT Zhao replies, bullying, I'm guessing. We've seen how deranged they are against Ethan and the H3 crew. And Delusional XX says, Hassan expects everyone to consult with him before they make any statements. It's why he was so pissed Charlie made a video without contacting him first. Hassan has most likely been calling or texting Poki, raging about the fact that they posted this statement without consulting him. So now she's posting this to backtrack so Hassan thinks it was done without her knowing. We've seen him get mad at Ludwig as well for not contacting him first. Snoo says, how's staff gonna pull a move like this without her approval? Sounds like she's walking it back herself. Enlighten and Lou says, and assume they'd be back next week. Not seeing it as a resignation seems unlikely. And Uga says, Lily's brother is one of the staff. Might be they have like 4 that qualify as staff. I've watched their pod and they show the backstage occasionally. I'd guess Lily okayed it. It'd be too weird if they ignored both of them. Over on Twitter, Yeats posted this clip with the caption, Asmongold says Pokimane lacks empathy in her response to the podcast drama.
And I'll talk about that. But before I do, I'm going to get to this. So Pokimane, this is what she should have done. She should, because this is an issue, right? And I think that, you know, it's a lack of empathy, I think, with her. And I'll explain the reason why I say that. The reason why I say that is because I think that she should understand that while she has a big fan base and a lot of people are fans of her and they're going to defend her and she's got a lot of people that like her, a lot of her staff don't have that. And so what happens is that the staff are now getting attacked on social media. People are being hostile to them. Somebody sends in a mean message to the Patreon of this, of this thing, and or to the YouTube channel. You want to know who's going to read that? It's going to be the staff that are going to read that. So if I was her and I saw that my staff had put out a statement like this, I will be honest, it would fucking annoy me. It would make me mad. It would piss me the fuck off because they should have asked me before they said this and they should have talked to me ahead of time. I'd be fucking mad. But what I would have done is I would have said, listen, I understand that a lot of you guys like Hassan, but there's a lot of people that don't like him right now, and I don't want to put my staff in a situation where they could be caught in the crossfire between, my friendship with somebody else and internet drama. And that, at that point, would have, it would have exonerated the staff. They would have not gotten attacked because, again, you're trying to protect them from things having, like something bad happening to them, right? Because I view, this is the way I see a lot of things, right? Is that, whenever you have people that are working for you in a way, and I don't mean this in a degrading way, but they're your flock in a way, right? You're the shepherd. You have to lead them in the right position. You have to take care of them. You have to help them, and you have to do your best to do what is in their best interest and to help them and to do what the right thing is for them. Because in the same way that they serve you, they have put their faith in you for you to also serve them.
Then over on LivestreamFail, Thrandrill posted this tweet with a caption, Pokimane 2 days ago before the tweet blow up, recording a new episode to explain why we missed last week. And it's a post from Pokimane Updates on Twitter. And just to go over to the tweet, it says Poki via Instagram story number 2. And it says, a quick update, going on Jason the Ween's stream right now. Hopefully uploading GP Explorer vlog Tuesday. Recording a new podcast episode Thursday to explain why we missed last week and have an honest chat. And this was on October 12th, and Pokimane's quote tweet was October 13th at 11 a.m. And X-Pro Azaz says, "What does this prove?" An Odd Professional replies, "Poki claimed that her employees didn't post a podcast and put out a statement on her behalf without her knowledge. This proves that she is lying and knew and threw her employees under the bus to save face." And Lumbot replies, "Genuinely curious, how does it prove that?" And Farbu replies to Professional by saying, "What? That absolutely does not prove what you are claiming. The Instagram story is entirely logically consistent with what she tweeted today. If anything, it backs her statements today because this was posted before anything blew up." And just for another reference, the Dexerto post that did get really popular was posted October 13th at 6 a.m., which would have been after the Pokimane post on her Instagram. IESC replies with a picture of Pokimane's tweet, and Bob D is already taken, says, "Calling it now, she is going to say they all had a talk and the crew didn't want to upload because drama, and she did know about that and was aware it wasn't going up, but that the statement is the only thing she is saying was done without her approval. She is going to say she worded it poorly, but that and also the statement was posted without my approval is a separate statement from the episode was supposed to air as usual, but the staff refused to upload it out of fear it caused drama." He tweets out this clip with the caption, "Ethan Klein talks about Pokimane firing her crew, concludes that Hassan likely chewed her out like he does with other streamers."
It's just going to be all about...
It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah, it'll be a shit show.
Yeah.
But then, Pokimane 2 days later makes this tweet. "This episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear it caused drama and also posted the statement without my approval, sad face. Sorry guys, we'll talk about everything on this week's episode and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure." Respectfully, listen, I don't know what happened.
Bullshit, right?
It doesn't stress. What staff? They're making like these executive decisions. What crew? They're putting out statements. They're refusing to upload. You didn't know? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I mean, if they really did
also
have an employee go rogue and post that without her permission, that would be
then why
her
did they
right
upload-
to be upset about that happening.
Absolutely, but then why wouldn't they just erase it and upload the video?
Because she wrote that original statement, obviously,
Yeah.
and then got backlash from Hassan's community, and now she is throwing a fictional staffer under the bus as a way to
It's
get
also
out of it.
the
Respectfully, no hate, Poki. I'm not trying to call you out, but
no.
I feel like there's
Never.
a decent chance that's what happened.
Never.
the last sentence is really kind of crazy for me. The also will go on a hiatus to restructure.
It's been a traumatic thing. Like, they need to take a break. Because I've seen this happen to Son so many times. When any of his perceived friends go against him, he calls them.
Yeah.
He texts them. He's done it to XQC. He did it to Mizkiz. He did it to Ludwig. He did it the other day to Charlie. After he saw his video, he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm texting him. So he for sure messaged or called Pokimane and like chewed her out hard for this, right? Because that's how he keeps everybody in line. But anyway, no hate to Poki, because I'm sure it's a super awkward situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And was very
they're just trying to
timed.
They're trying to navigate it like anybody.
You know, it's fine. Do your thing, girl. You know what? You sell those fucking cookies.
You sell those cookies, girl.
Girl, you decide the price on those cookies, man. Let the market decide if they're worth it or not, I say.
And Tectone replies, they all defend him using the exact same orchestrated language. So many spineless LA streamers controlled by one man. Pathetic. No Rain says, watching other people go down with Hassan's sinking ship is really entertaining to watch from afar. Over on LeftoversH3, Hawkett posts about the Dan comment made in that clip that we just watched, captioning it, our rumor Dan accusing Pokimane of writing the podcast statement and then blaming her staff is exemplary of the fixated men who accuse her and other women of lying with every breath. I'm not even surprised he suggested this, to be honest. Just another less smart brain thought from a dude who sold every scrap of his conscience to keep one of the internet's biggest fonts of harassment on the rails in spite of Ethan and Hila's best attempts to fuck it up. I think a lot of Dan's faux unawareness of internet discourse and the podcast role in shaping it is to mask that he's just as much of a catty piece of shit as Ethan and Hila. And Elk Embarrassed replies, if it was staff going against their wishes, why haven't they uploaded it still? And OP says, there are so many potential reasons. They could be busy firing people right now, or uploading outside their Saturday slot is proven to fuck up their metrics, or they simply don't want to exacerbate tensions with the remaining staff not slated for the chop and want to upload at a time when the video will get better reception. And Elk Embarrassed says, how many days without it being uploaded before you consider maybe Poki doesn't want it uploaded? And OP says, yes, it's definitely this one single woman's machinations that are delaying the upload post this drama, and not Lily's feelings that we're not privy to, or the crew's feelings which we're not privy to, or Hassan's feelings which we're not. You're proving my point by taking something that may likely be entirely procedural and centering it on Pokimane's perceived lack of honesty. And Elk says, you didn't answer my question. The decision is on Lily and Poki, no one else. Can you answer if you will ever consider blaming them? And OP says, you are really laying yourself out on the table here as an excellent example. Congratulations. And Elk says, you too. An example of a parasocial cultist, no different than a fungi. And OP replies, personally, I just wait to see what the two of them have to say on Thursday and then judge. The whole point is it's easy to rail against women from a comfortable vacuum of information where nobody really knows anything and one statement can be twisted endlessly to prove she's lying in this way, or that way, or another way. This is what I'm pointing at in this thread, and you seem eager to throw yourself at me and prove my point over and over. In an environment with zero context, you will tend towards accusing the woman of dishonesty, because that is the most comfortable explanation to you. You could just admit there's not enough public info to judge yet. Shout out to our tier 3 members, internet representatives Kiko, Salsad, Coldest Bandito, and Captain Crash Out. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next episode.